Welcome to the channel, welcome to the Yay or Nay series for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. If you've seen my Yay or Nay series for Smash Bros, you will know exactly what this is. If you haven't seen that, allow me to briefly explain. Each Yay or Nay video will discuss one specific character by going over their background, possible moves, maybe even talk about some fun facts about the character and series, and then at the end we'll answer the very important question. Do you want to see this character in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl as a playable character? Yay or nay. Pretty simple. Those are your two options, yay or nay. Be decisive. But that is it. There's the intro. Let's get into the rest of the video. Ultra Lord is today's character for the Yay or Nay series. I will be curious to see how this one plays out, because if we talk Jimmy Neutron series, there's probably characters that will be thought of before this guy, but with the way that Ludosity is able to kind of help pick the roster, you never know. A wacky sort of out of left field, a character like that being picked, like an Ultra Lord, I could see him working very well in a game like this. I would have complete faith in Ludosity and Game Mill and all that to come up with something very fun for a character like this. So Ultra Lord, yes, is the character of the day. Might not be the first or second character you think of when the Jimmy Neutron series pops into your mind, but nonetheless, he would be very fun, and I'm very excited, actually, for today because, well, I have a special guest, and he's going to weigh in on his opinion here. So, well, we're starting off with the moveset, of course, and, well, I'll let him introduce himself.
Alright, what's up, you guys? The Shader Gamer here with an episode of Yay or Nay. First, I want to say, Slackerz, thank you for having me on the channel. I really enjoyed the Yay or Nay series. And also, I want to say shout out to the Shade team. But with that being said, I just want to give my quick input on my boy Ultra Lord from Jimmy Neutron, because I have two moves I think would be cool for Ultra Lord if he were to be put in the game. So first up, if you watch Jimmy Neutron, y'all should know that Sheen, he was the biggest fan of Ultra Lord. He wore a t-shirt with Ultra Lord on it in just about every episode. Well, if you examine the shirt closely, Ultra Lord is doing an attack, which the attack is his ion cannon. This would be a very good attack for Ultra Lord to have in the game, due to the fact that it would be his more iconic attack, since we see it all the time on Sheen's shirt. This will also be a very good long-range attack for the character in the game, even though I see him being more of a brawling character anyway. But for the second attack that would be cool for Ultra Lord to have in the game if he were to be put in the game is Ultra Lord doing a heavy attack with a guitar. In one of the episodes, Ultra Lord was seen holding a guitar in one of the episodes of Jimmy Neutron. I think that would be a fun reference to that episode, and I think that would be a fun attack to have in the game for Ultra Lord. I think a lot of people will feel played getting smacked with a guitar, especially if it knocks you out. But hey, you guys, fun fact about Ultra Lord. Ultra Lord was actually supposed to have his own TV show, but it was canceled and replaced with Planet Sheen. Just the fact that they consider making a series for Ultra Lord kind of shows how popular that he probably was at the time for a side character. But anyway, you guys, that's all I got. Slackerz, once again, thank you for having me on. You guys, make sure you hit the like button, comment on this video, and also subscribe to this channel, because if you don't, Ultra Lord is not going to protect you when the aliens invade the earth. Nah, I'm just kidding. But anyway, thank you for having me on, Slackerz. Shout out to Slackerz and the Shade team, and I'm out.
Thank you very much, Shader Gamer. I appreciate you coming onto the channel, weighing in on Ultra Lord just a little bit. Link to his channel will be in the description. Does a lot of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl content, so I'm sure some of you probably heard of him, but if you haven't, feel free to give him a check. Again, link to his channel will be in the description. Thank you. I've never done anything like that, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, so myself, I guess I'll weigh in real quick for a couple moves that I thought of. So first one is, I guess I'll dub it the Ultra Shield. Now, one of the few times that we actually see Ultra Lord in action is actually when Sheen and Jimmy get sucked into or transported into the Ultra Lord video game itself, and Ultra Lord himself ends up using this shield to block an incoming attack. Alright, kind of cool. So perhaps the attack itself could work maybe as a special move where Ultra Lord blocks the attack, right? But just like the show, just like the screenshot, once he uses the shield, and if he uses it for too long, the shield itself starts shrinking in size, which means once the shield is gone, he'll be left vulnerable for a little bit. So you can't just sit out there with the shield blocking the whole time, hoping to block any attack that comes his way. No, if the shield ends up breaking, if the attack is a little bit too powerful for the shield, it breaks the shield, well, Ultra Lord's a little vulnerable, and, well, his opponent should be ready to strike. Next one, again, this was actually kind of a strange character to do, only in terms of we haven't seen much of the character, which is fine, but still fun to try to come up with a moveset nonetheless. So another one is what is dubbed the Power Fist. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the Power Fist is, because she never explained it to the class. He basically tells us that it's just an ability from this action figure. Alright, cool, so we'll just have to use our imaginations, I guess. But Power Fist, maybe it's most likely just a big forward punch. Or maybe it's a projectile that launches like some sort of punch-like projectile. Like he actually launches a hand or something like that. Some people will maybe say compare it to a Falcon Punch. I don't know if you want to do that, go for it. But either way, just Power Fist. Whatever that means. I'm sure if I dug around a bit more, I tried to find something more on this, but I really couldn't. But I'm sure if there's more information about that ability, they could utilize that into his moveset. No doubt, no problem. And this dude would be, pretty fun to use, in my opinion. Another one that I had trouble with, because we're moving on the alternate skins here. So, unfortunately, from what I've seen, Ultra Lord really only has one look. So, he doesn't really have alternate skins to choose from. So, the only thing I could think of, unfortunately, I'm not an artist by any stretch, like an art class. The teacher's like, yeah, go ahead and draw a bunch of people. And I draw stick figures, and then the art teacher comes over and goes, wait a minute. I said draw people. I'm like, yeah, this is the limit of my artistic ability. Don't judge me. So, setting aside my judgmental art teacher from 6th grade, I can't really draw. So, I guess the best thing for alternate skins would just be color swaps, palette swaps, I suppose, for his armor. Get different looking colors, I suppose. Again, I don't have an image to show. I apologize. I'm not an artist. I can't draw. I apologize. But alternate skins, the only thing I can think of is color swaps. I'm sure most of us would have thought about that anyway. Now, the character himself, Ultra Lord himself, is, like I stated at the beginning, this may not be the first character you think of, may not be the second or third character you think of when it comes to the Jimmy Neutron series, right? Most likely people will say Jimmy Neutron and probably Hugh Neutron, or maybe Carl, or maybe Sheen, just to name a few, right? Maybe Libby, or, whoever you want. Cindy. There's a lot to choose from. Would Ultra Lord be the first pick? No, but that doesn't necessarily mean he should be out of the running. With, again, Ludosity being able to kind of pick sort of wacky, out of left field picks like a Nigel Thornberry, who's to say that an Ultra Lord couldn't make it into this roster? Again, from what I could find, we don't really see Ultra Lord in action that much, but I'm sure there's a ton of things that the developers would come up with that I would have complete faith in to create a really fun moveset. He's a big, strong, muscular dude. I'm sure maybe a forward thrusting kick is in there, maybe a two-handed overhead slam, kind of Donkey Kong's forward air, so maybe Ultra Lord has something like that, for example. The dude's muscular. I'm sure he can scrap with the best of them. He could be up close. He could be a Ganondorf-ish type of character, strength-wise, I suppose. But no doubt, I say the character would be fun. If he gets announced tomorrow, I probably would be very excited for the character, no doubt. But when it comes to this series, when it comes to, his series, I think for the time being, I'm actually going to say nay. Again, this is nothing against the character. I do really feel he would be very fun. I'm going to say nay. But, yeah, it's kind of a weird one. I like the idea, but I think I just need to see more of him in action before I'm like, yes, that would be great. I don't know. It's kind of a strange one for me, but nay for me nonetheless. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Again, shout out to Shader Gamer for coming onto the channel. Appreciate you. And, it's time for the updated yay or nay stats. So, here they are. And as always, we'll start off with the first 6 characters of the series, which is Timmy Turner, Shredder, Jenny, Rocco, Jimmy Neutron, and Garfield. Everybody, of course, got votes again, so here, let's just run over them real quick. Everybody you see on this screen right now, I believe Timmy, Shredder, Jenny, Rocco, Jimmy, and nope. Okay, the first 5, they all got 4 additional votes this week. All 4 of those were yeses. Garfield, I think, had 3 votes this week, and they were all yeses. So technically, the characters on screen right now, nobody got a nay this week. Nobody got a nay. Everybody's percentage point went upwards, so that's pretty cool to see for the first 6. Well, how about the next round of 6 characters, where we have Tommy, Miko, Squidward, El Tigre, Auto Rocket, and the Angry Beavers. Now, this group, not so much the same as the first one. So Tommy, percentage-wise, stayed exactly where he was. He had 2 votes this week, 1 yes and 1 no. So, stayed where he was. Miko was one of 2 characters that fell in percentage points just a little bit. Last week, she was at 80%. She is now down to 79.5, so she dropped half a percentage point. Squidward did go up as well. I think Squidward, I think only had 1 vote this week. Yeah, I think he only had 1 vote. It was a yay, so he did move up. Then we got El Tigre, who's up to 108 total votes, 94 yeses, 14 no's. He's up to 87% yes to no ratio. Very cool. Then we got Auto Rocket, who is the other character that fell in percentage points. He's up to 75 total votes, 58 yeses, 17 no's, and he has a 77.3%. And then, of course, in 12th place there, Angry Beavers rose a bit. They had 10 votes this week. They had 8 yeses and 2 no's. So their percentage point rose, and they are up to 79.5. Now, how about the 2 characters from last week making their debut? Here they are, Zuko from the Avatar series, and of course, Mr. Krabs. We'll start with Zuko. As you can see, 88 total votes for Zuko in his first week. Pretty good. Pretty good number of votes for the first week. 83 of those happen to be yeses, so I guess I'm not really surprised. Zuko, he's badass. And then he did have 5 nays, though. A few of the nays did say, no more Avatar characters, so that's the mindset there, which is completely fine. Completely fine. But Zuko, 94.3%. And if you want that for reference, Zuko, technically, let me see. Jimmy Neutron is in first with 98. Jenny's in second with 97. And then 95% for Timmy Turner. So I think technically Zuko is in 4th place overall percentage-wise. Zuko, out of the 14 characters we've seen so far, Zuko's top 4 percentage-wise. That's pretty cool. What about Mr. Krabs? Mr. Krabs had 99 total votes, 81 yays, 18 no's. Mr. Krabs has an 81.8%. He had 18 nays. It's kind of the same. There's obviously more than Zuko had, more no's, that is. And kind of the same thing. It's like, you know what? SpongeBob characters, maybe they're fine where they're at, but, maybe I'd rather see a Squidward, or I'd rather see Plankton. So maybe Mr. Krabs wasn't everybody's favorite, but that's why we do this. We just collect stats. I'm a numbers guy. Anyway, that is going to be it for this one. I do hope you guys enjoyed. As always, we will catch you guys on the next one. I don't know if I have a second video planned today. Maybe. I don't really remember. That's awkward. Either way, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you when I'm looking at you.